Okay, talking more about common mistakes. What is the importance of leaving hoses attached? Or I guess not the importance or the consequences of leaving hoses attached during freezing temperatures.
So that's a good one.
Yeah,
And I have stories about that. But
please.
specifically, you don't want to leave them attached because it doesn't allow your faucet to do what it's supposed to do. They're
Hmm.
anti-freezing faucets. Um, when you turn the spigot, there's actually a rod that goes in and turns it off internally as opposed to externally. So it gives a little buffer zone. Now, in colder climates or super cold, it
Yeah.
can still cause freezing. So it's not
Oh,
a
geez.
permanent
Yeah.
fix, but it solves most of the issues. But if you don't remove your hose, it doesn't allow it to drain, so the water sits in there and it can still burst your pipe. And that can cause some serious issues if you go to turn it on and then the water flows into your foundation or into your basement or wherever it's not supposed to be.
Of course,
Yeah.
water always tends to find where
It
it's not
it's
supposed to be.
always water. I don't know why, but yeah. So I had a friend years and years ago who forgot to do that,
Hmm.
and he was at work one day and hired a nice company to come out and pressure wash his deck. They attached their hose and, were running the pressure washer most of the day. And they were unaware that water was getting into their client's basement. So he comes home to a beautifully power washed deck and a basement full of water. And, it was his own fault because he didn't unhook them. But yeah, it's one of those things that you don't even think about sometimes. And
So,
that's why they come on the news and say, hey, you should unhook your hoses.
so
And
something of taking 5 minutes to wrap up the hose.
cost him tens of thousands of
Jeez.
dollars. Yeah.
So just to clarify, he didn't put them away when it got cold, so water was still in there.
So
So then when the power washing people went, what type of year was that? Was that still winter? Were they power washing
no,
him?
they were in the spring.
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay, so
Yep.
long term.
Yep. So it had burst sometime over the winter when he didn't unhook his hose. And
Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
yeah. So and it can cause, serious problems. It just takes a little bit of a crack to allow the water to spray through,
Mhm.
especially when it's under high pressure like that. Um, and yeah, obviously he was really bummed about the situation there
I'd
because
be
he had
pretty
paid
bummed.
people to power wash
I'd
his
be
deck,
pretty
and
bummed.
now he's paying for a whole new basement. So
At least he got a little win out of that
yeah, a
the
little win,
clean
a little
with the
win.
clean deck.
So, but
Um,
yeah, you should also, I mean, obviously, as you had kind of mentioned there, not only are you unhooking your hose from your faucet or
mhm.
your spigot, you should also drain them and bring them inside because water can sit in the hose and burst the hose as well. And not that it's as expensive as replacing a whole basement,
Yeah,
but, 50, $60 for a hose that should last maybe 10, 15 years,
yeah.
that's kind of, a little savings there as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna ask where the best place to store them is. I assume a garage
Yeah, but
shed like that,
Yeah,
or
make sure to drain them.
mhm.
That's the biggest key there. If you just leave them hanging there, water will sit in the low spots, and that's the biggest issue. You can keep them outside, but they will become brittle over a few years with the sun and
Yeah.
then the heat and cold. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it can cause damage to them.
Is there anything else homeowners need to know about, like winterizing their spigots
So,
outside their house?
just make sure that they shut off correctly. They can be rebuilt or replaced if needed, and
Hmm.
we're happy to come out and check that for you. And if they need to be replaced, we can do
Hmm.
that for you. Just other typical things throughout the winter that you can do. Always keep an eye. Make sure that they're not dripping. If snow builds up, yeah,
Yeah.
just go look.
Hmm.
Also, on the windward side or leeward side of your house where the wind drops a lot of snow and those big
Hmm.
snowstorms, make sure that there's not snow wrapped around them. Also, with your
Okay.
exterior vents, you don't want things to get blocked. So that's kind of another lead-in thing that you can just make sure to check as a homeowner because you don't want to block your, intake or out of your water heater or
Hmm.
your furnace.
Yeah. And then once spring comes around, what should homeowners look for? What if they did leave a hose? Like, oh no, and they don't want to flood their basement. What should they look for internally? Or if they can,
Typically,
or
you
if they
can't
just
see it
don't
without
know
taking it
until
apart
okay.
for the most part. So that's why preventative maintenance is the best maintenance.
Hmm.
Yes, you could pull them apart every year, but it would be not
Yeah.
feasible.
Yeah.
So yeah, the best maintenance is preventative maintenance in this case.
Okay. So anyone out there who is needing help outside maintenance, especially
And
since
doesn't want to be like Mike.
doesn't want to be like Mike and spend how much money on a new basement, give Villa My Home a call. We can always swing by, take take not that long to
Yep.
wrap up some hoses, make sure everything is looking good, and then
And
also look at any other issues.
yeah,
Make
and
sure
while
your
we're there,
house
we'd be
is
happy
yep,
to do an exterior check of your home and just help you out with whatever we can.
perfect. Thank you.
Yep.